Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. In the last episode, we entered the 13th floor, the final world, in this campaign at least. I'm saying campaign for a reason though, that we'll definitely find out. In this episode, we're going to go and finish the rest of the 13th floor. And if you actually recall at the end of the last episode that, that a cutscene was playing where Axel and Marluxia are about to face off. After, since Marluxia had picked up on what Axel was actually planning. And so, you would think it's going to continue playing, and as a matter of fact, I probably should have though, but no, it actually takes you right back to the gameplay, and you have a few more rooms to go. And then once you reach your destination, then the cutscene will just basically continue. Like, it really doesn't really start some kind of a new cutscene. It just continues on from where it's left off, or they're actually just still going on with the battles, and that is also a pretty blatant example of bad pacing. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to. I know I'm probably gonna nitpick at the first part, but I'm gonna have to at this point. Just kind of nitpick on things, and I know there's a lot of things I nitpicked on with this one, but there's quite a lot of things about this game that actually does bother me, and once we get to the credits, I mean, of course I'll say all my honest thoughts and opinions about what I think though. I mean, it's more so the story than the gameplay itself though. I mean, granted, I've always preferred the main Kingdom Hearts gameplay, like the original combat gameplay. For the card gameplay though, I mean, at least it does its job, and once you have your tools right, then it can be a pretty solid experience though. But again, it's not as great as the original combat. It's never going to beat the original combat, if anything though. But I'd say more of my gripes just come with the story though. Although I will say, actually, I don't really hate it as much as fucking Green Drop Distance. Ugh. Anyway, so that's gonna be for another time. But yeah, I guess that's it. And yeah, I'm using a green card here. Actually, I actually did find out though that once you reach the room that we need to go to, that's the one that's highlighted, of course, obviously. We actually don't really need green cards though. In fact, it's not really required for a green card though, at the very least. So there's that. But you do want to make sure you save your Joker cards at the very least, just in case, because there is a couple of the criterias that will be coming into. We'll have, like, a specific number with an eagle sign, so make sure you have that at least. If not, well, you got your Joker cards, and thank God Joker cards exist in this game, because like, well, at least in the remake, though, because this is exclusive to Rechain of Memories. Because I still remember, and I can never forget that, when I first played the GBA version, and I completely got stuck, because, I didn't have the specific card, and I think there was, I think one of the room actually did have a green card though, and because that game did not give me any more green cards, then that's how I got stuck. So I think the developers must have seen that, and well, they still didn't fix the issue of the game not giving you any more green cards, which they should have though, but they still didn't, and that is stupid and real bad oversight and design choice there. Real big oops on that part. But at the very least, they took one good look at it, and so they added some. They had some random jokers, and not only that, but they also changed it to where you don't really specifically need a green card to go in that one room. So there's that at least. So, but there's actually I guess there were some more things I probably want to say. Oh well, actually a couple of things though. In fact, I was gonna say this for quite a long time though. I never really explain my full thoughts on the organization. Since this game actually did introduce us to the organization. Well, I guess if you want to count Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, where they added the mysterious figure as a super boss, and since and having Fauna previously though, but this actually, but that's only just one person though. This game is actually where we introduced the organization, but there's only a few members though, and we never find out about them in full, and not even learn the official names of them until Kingdom Hearts 2. So yeah, that's actually the reason why I'm just calling them the organization for now. Even though I already know the names of it, obviously though. Haven't been a Kingdom Hearts player for a good long while, and if you play Kingdom Hearts, you already know. But for now, I'm just gonna call it the organization, one step at a time. But yeah, I never got to explain my full thoughts about it. I just kept, neglecting to do so. But, so what I think about the organization is that, well, I mean, a few good members don't really have much personality going on for it, though. Like I said, with the exceptions of Larxene, Axel, maybe Vexen to some extent, and there's also one more member who's not in this game, but I guess at some point he's kind of like integral there, but, but we don't see him until Kingdom Hearts 2, so I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, aside from that, they don't really have very. They kind of seem to have like some basic personalities though, and I get it. I mean, them being what they're called nobodies, the ones without hearts, then that means they're not really supposed to have personalities per se though. But but at least they're just with the memories though. And not only that though, like aside from their kind of boring characterizations and all that, the one other thing that actually bothers me though is that they would actually say some rather cryptic things, and then without any kind of like they actually say something very vague, and there's not much context going about it, and then they just leave right then and there. And Sora's actually left to wonder, like, what exactly do they mean? Actually, not just Sora, but us, the players. We go like, what exactly do they mean by all that? But we never actually find out until much later on, though, and so we're left with those kind of questions, which is actually Kingdom Hearts in a nutshell, mind you. I guess that's kind of what they're made up of, though, but... but, yeah, that's just what they do, though, and I know it's actually, I know they only do that just for the sake of emotionally fucking with Sora, because, trust me, they do love to do that, and I guess that's kind of part of their whole plot for this here. But yeah, that's about it, though. I guess they're mainly doing that just to, like I said, just emotionally fuck with Sora, and, but that aside, though, I mean, I wish they would have just, been more specific and all that, but they're not, and they're real good at doing that, just not being specific, and that's kind of one of those writing fumbles that Tetsuya Nomura ever does, though, when it comes to the story writing and all that. And, oh man, the rest is history when it comes to fucking Kingdom Hearts. But there's another plot door over this way, though. I just want to say that I also like this track very much, though, because like, and yeah, I'm speaking this up. This takes a long time, because holy shit, look at that criteria right there. 99 numbers here. But anyway, yeah, the theme that I was playing in Castle Oblivion, I actually really do like, though. More so in Rechain of Memories than the GBA version, because the GBA version, it was all just like pianos and all that, and that's about it. Kind of seems repetitive, though. But Rechain of Memories, they added more instruments to it on top of it, and it sounds a lot more haunting because of it. So I actually had to praise it for that. So yeah, sorry I'm speeding this up here. It's just there's so many numbers here, and I look through every single one of my card deck, or at least for the war cards, to try to get those numbers down. And thankfully, though, I actually do have enough, though, but my god, it's going to take a long fucking while. So, yeah, my apologies for that there, but, yeah, I have to go and make sure I have the exact cards right there, so, yeah, I actually want to make sure to use a specific 4 card. I could have just used a higher number of cards than that, though, but, yeah, there we go. Alright, so let's go for some more progression and see what happens in full. It's going to continue on anyway.
Larxene paid the price for disloyalty when she disappeared. You must do the same! The organization's betrayed. In that name, I will annihilate you.
That line's not you.
Well, had to try it once, you know.
This is a child, by the way.
Is that your shield? Won't do you any good, I'm afraid.
I wonder. Are you listening, Sora?
Oh?
Axel says he's willing to harm Naminé to get me. You won't let that happen, will you?
Oh, come now. You're Marluxia's puppet already?
After I finish you, he's next.
Now, Sora, we've got more in common than you might think. I'd really rather not fight you. But I can't dishonor the organization, now can I?
Alright, folks, after a good long while, we now have Axel round 2. Axel has more tricks up his sleeve. He has a new slate for us, and I think there might be a couple others I can't be thinking of. But one that I know of, though, one is Firewall, and he will send up, well, obviously as the name implies, he'll just go and send a wall of fire that's very hard to dodge, especially if you're playing the GBA version, because, you know, because of the whole 2D side-scroller aspect, then yeah, it's going to take a long while. But you know what I'm doing here? Yeah, once again, more lethal frames. I'm gonna keep on doing, because that's just how we do. I'm always gonna be using that though. But I'm not exactly gonna be using that for the entire fight though, because I do end up using all my lethal frames, and then well, I actually do try to restore, but then he ends up breaking my card, which you'll definitely see. So I end up having to use regular attacks and maybe a few more other different slates I have here. So that's about it. That's kind of like the strategy I got here, which I guess was unintentional though. But yeah, so look at him go there. Yeah, so I know I got my some other magic though. I know I still have my fire cards though, and I'm gonna make perfectly sure not to use fire magic on him, because that actually heals him. Also, yeah, this is a Fire Tooth. He'll send his flaming chakrams right at you all over the place, and that fucking hurts. And yeah, I think I actually did manage to show off. You know, when I tried to use the Mega Elixir, and so I never got to use it at all though. And in fact, I actually did try to use the training limit. But guess what, folks? You know, he actually ends up breaking it. You want to see it in a second here? Yeah, that's right, folks. He has his own 0 cards. God fucking damn it. Yeah, you try to use those powerful slates you want to use here, but he has his 0 cards, and he will use them to break them. But, you know, I got Strike Rate here, so that actually stuns him at least, and I can just finish him off. Although I guess I could have just used more E-Blade cards and, well, this last sliver of health. Also, one thing I never mentioned was also the music, or the battle theme that plays when you're fighting the organization member. So the name of this track is called The 13th Struggle, and pretty good track, I will say that much though, but I actually very much prefer the, well, for one thing, Kingdom Hearts 2 actually does add another verse to it though, but I will say I very much prefer the orchestral remix that it got in 2.5, because, you know, oh man, that very much, I really love the way that actually sounds when in that version, or the HD version, with the with the way the instrumentation is, and the orchestral themes and all that. So yeah, as a matter of fact, man, when I get to doing Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2, which of course is going to be the final mix version on the 2.5 HD remix, they did so much wonders for the soundtrack in Kingdom Hearts 2, and so much to say there. But yeah, overall, yeah, I actually really do very much enjoy the orchestral remix I got in the HD version of in a 2.5 or Kingdom Hearts 2. So yeah, there's only just a like last sliver of health there, but you know, I try to finish him up, but you know, he still keeps on breaking my cards, either by using his own slates or his 0 cards. But there we go. Now I managed to finish him off. I think I did manage to have one more attack card with me at my disposal. And then after that, then this is actually where we get the Axel card. I think, shit, I saw what it was supposed to do though. I forgot what the Axel card does. I think it gives you some more fire resistance and all that. I think that's what it does. Yeah. Oh yeah, level up again. Let's go level up the HP, because I'm probably gonna need more.
You're better than I thought you'd be. It was worth saving you after all.
Saving me? What do you mean?
Sorry, I would hate to kill the suspense.
Axel!
By the way, folks, originally Axel was actually supposed to die in at this point in the game, but of course, spoiler warning to jump ahead here, he actually doesn't. He actually never dies though, because the reason that they decided to keep bringing him back is because, you know, both you know, fans and also developers actually love him for that, and so yeah, because of that they decided, well, okay, well we love Axel so much, let's bring him back, and he's gonna keep on coming back though, and it actually gets to the point where I love how. Well, kind of a bit of a spoiler for Kingdom Hearts 3, but he actually does bring this point up, though, and I guess that with a bit of a fourth wall break that, you know, yeah, Harold points out that the reason he keeps coming back is because everyone loves him, and, you know, which I gotta say, it's actually, you know, it's like, oh, okay, I get going a little meta there, I see, Because, you know, I gotta say, Kingdom Hearts 3 is so fucking meta as hell. I will say. Or, did I say meta or meta? Meta. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, that's actually what someone want to say here. Or say here. So, yeah, that's another good. Yeah, see, like I said, another good example where, you know, they say something very vague and they just leave it at that. So, and yeah, I decided to go and avoid the enemies here because I think I'm pretty much good to go. I don't think I need to level up anymore though. So, unless I actually absolutely really need to. So, yeah, more of the plot's unfolded, though. So, yeah, like I said, we already know more about, you know, with Marluxia's plot is to use Naminé's powers to rewrite Sora's memory. And then, you know, since he intends to use Sora's own, as his own pawn, or his puppet, to take over the organization, because he would make it as or make the Keyblade's power his own. So, that actually does make Marluxia a traitor in that sense, like Axel was saying, though, because, as we actually find out in Kingdom Hearts 2, where we actually do meet the rest of the organization in full, including their leader. And we also do find out that they actually do have some other plans. Their ultimate plan was actually to use Sora, so in that case, they actually do need Sora alive for their own kind of master plan, though. Which, as it later turns out, doesn't get more of a master plan. Ah, do I want to talk about it?
You've defeated Axel. The Keyblade's power. How I've longed to make it my own.
Let Naminé go!
You've no chance of winning. Naminé, erase Sora's memory.
But if I do that...
That's right. Sora's heart will be destroyed.
His heart destroyed?
You can do that!
I'd rather have preferred him unmarred. But he can be rebuilt, more to my liking with time. Naminé, do it.
No. Sora forgave me even... when I deceived him. So how could I destroy his heart? There's no way! I don't care what happens to me. I won't hurt Sora! I won't do it!
Then you will.
Do it, Naminé! I don't care. You can erase my memory.
Sora, why'd you say that?
Because... who will I look after if I don't have Naminé? So just do it. Erase my memories. Destroy my heart. I promised. I'll always protect you. You have to believe me.
Sora...
I don't need any memories to take on someone like Marluxia.
You bet! Even if Sora forgets it all, you think I won't forget.
Donald's right. He and I can remember everything for Sora.
See? I'll have all my friends' memories, so I can piece my own together again.
You ignorant fool. If Naminé uses her powers to erase your memory, you'll be nothing but an empty shell.
He's right.
Your heart will no longer be able to feel or to care, just like Vexen's pathetic imitation of your Riku.
Take another guess.
What?
It can't be.
Riku!
No. Just an imitation.
You're a shell. A shell who has had everything taken. Everything!
What can you possibly think I ever had? Both my body and my heart are fake. But there is one memory I'll keep, even if it's just a lie. Whether it was a phantom promise or not, I will protect Naminé.
Imbeciles. You would knowingly shackle your heart with a chain of memories born of lies? You would be one who has a heart, yet cast aside your heart's freedom? You turn from the truth because your heart is weak. You will never defeat me!
Alright, folks. This is it. Now we have it. We have Marluxia. At long last, now we're fighting him for real, and he kind of does seem to play the Grim Reaper aspect. As a matter of fact, he is supposed to be very much like the Grim Reaper because he has sight with him. Only thing that actually gives away the seriousness of all that, though, is the pink hair. So he could have just, just put his hood up. So, anyway, so Marluxia, he hits hard. Like, you know, he has like, you know, a lot of his own slates, his own zero cards, of course, and also his own enemy card. And he'll definitely wreck your shit. Trust me on that one, though. I've done so many attempts, and I kept dying to him. So this is actually my latest attempt I have here, and so at the very least, I actually won against him. You know, well, jumping ahead of it here, but yeah, that's actually my latest attempt. So there's actually quite a lot of slates you have here. Actually, for once, though, I will say this though. You don't want to use lethal frame for this one. Yeah, you can see here, I actually decided not to use lethal frame, and for that very reason, because he will move around so much though, and it's going to be so much harder to try to hit because of this white space of this whole room. And so, yeah, what I recommend is that either use I think either use a Ragnarok or Sliding Dash. It was actually not Sliding Dash. I mean, a Sonic Blade. Yeah, use a Sonic Blade against him, and I also have like I also have Mega Flare and Cloud's Omni Slash. So at the very least, this is actually good enough kind of a slate deck that I have for me here, and also three Mega Elixirs. So that way there I can actually be able to restore everything. And as long as I have Donald and Goofy for the cards and +1 Keyblade, then that's why I can just go ahead and use Training Limit. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the whole majority of this battle. Actually, what I have been doing for all those attempts, and it's supposed to work. It's just it's just Marluxia keeps wrecking my shit, either with with a lot of his own attacks, or his own slates, or the fact that he keeps on using fucking zero cards, and also, yeah, he'll try to break my cards too, with his own slates. But one of them right here we see is Blossom Shower, which is I think basically some tornadoes. So I can't remember. I know one of the slates he has is just it says him using tornadoes, but yeah. And also, not only that though, but he's also pretty defensive too. So that's why with oh yeah, Drop Shot. That's another one he has here. He will start dropping down from the ceiling and strike you right then and there. So that's what Drop Shot does. Yeah. So you do want to be careful with that. But yeah, I can see here that he's not taking as much damage when using the Sonic Blade, but that's because he has pretty much high defense. So that's why it was kind of taking a while here. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do is just, spam the ever-living shit out of Sonic Blade in this case here. So, like I said, don't use lethal frame in this one because of the fact that he moves around so much on this wide open space. Just make sure you have your own right slates here. I guess I could have done for more HP though, but yeah. And I also like this track as well that's playing here. The name of this track is called Graceful Assassin, and it's pretty much fitting for what it is here. And there's also a medley they actually hear that that's supposed to be like a theme for the organization. Also, yeah, Sora's actually very stupid on his end. Where oh hey, trophy here, Character Professor Sora. Where he would think that he would allow Naminé to erase his memories, and then he can actually just have his friends to help him. And that's not how it works. No, that's a really stupid move on his part, though. And I also love how Marluxia even calls him out for that, which is for this kind of bullshit. But anyway, so that's Marluxia done.
Is it done?
You could say that. However, what you destroyed was merely an illusion of me.
God damn it.
So what? Another imitation.
He's really in there?
Yes.
I knew it. I can feel his power. It's trying to destroy my heart.
Gorge, we'll just take care of him together.
Sora, come on!
Riku, protect Naminé.
You don't mind?
Should I?
All right.
All right, well, I guess we really didn't defeat Marluxia after all. I hate when they do that. They overuse that shit so much, or that kind of trope where You know, we thought we would actually defeat the villain, but oh nope, it was just haha, you may defeat me. It was just an illusion. Why do they keep you doing that so many times though? Like, and you know, I call bullshit on that one though, because you know he's supposed to apparently be there, but you know that's more like an asshole where where it's more like that he was just an illusion and all that. So now we have to go through the story and we have to fight Marluxia for real this time, and this is gonna be a real big battle that we're gonna have that's upcoming, folks. So get ready. But yeah, like I said, Sora was really stupid on his end, thinking that he can have Nominate to erase his memories so that way he can be able to rebuild him again, though. But that's stupid. It's never going to work. And yeah, Marluxia was right. I had to agree. So he calls him out on that. I like that. So anyways, next time on Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 3 Chain of Memories, we're going to go through the door and face Marluxia for the final time and get our memories back. I'll see you guys next time.